How are you? Good evening. Sorry, good afternoon.
Yes, yes. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing fine. What about you?
Yeah, I'm so happy. It's been a very long time. We were trying to connect to each other, but we were unable to mismatch our routine, right?
Yeah. So I'm also excited to talk with you. So where are you from? May I know about you?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Gladly, I would like to manifest my opinions here. So, this is Chandan. I live in Bihar state. Professionally, I'm a teacher in a primary school. And if I discuss about my hobbies, so I love to interact with new personalities and traveling different places. It is a part of my hobbies. Yeah, that's all about you, ma'am.
Okay. I mean, you're teaching, right? So which kind of subject are you teaching?
I teach every subject.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah. Had you a lunch?
Yeah,
Okay.
ma'am,
So
that's wonderful, ma'am. Really. And you speak very nice.
thank you for that. And you too.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It means a lot to me.
You like to ask any questions to me? So do you have any interesting questions to discuss?
Yeah, of course, ma'am. Of course, I would like to ask you one questions. Like in this time, ma'am, uh, I would say we are being distracted easily. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your opinions over this matter? How to control self to not distract towards any matter?
I mean, you're talking about social media or you're talking about this English language.
Yeah, anything. So we distract easily. So how to control self from it?
Yeah. I would say that talking about learning a language, if you have any distraction from speaking English, then you have to uh, definitely inculcate this language, I would say, because every single day you have to practice your English. But how you have to practice your English means, of course, it is very difficult in initial stage to inculcate anything that I would say that you can start with very simple way, and you don't want to go with that. Some people are saying that I want to speak this language for especially learning English and consuming a lot of contents. Just forget about these things. Just you have to think about why I want to learn this language. You just go with your interest, that you are interested in movies or interviews. Just you have to go with it. And one more thing I want to say, whenever you watch any videos or interviews or anything, just you ask two questions to yourself. That is, so why you want to learn this language, and also did you learn anything from that particular video? If you watch any video, so did you learn anything from that particular video? If you learn, and one more thing question you have to ask, that I am executing that words or whatever saying in that particular video, I'm executing or not. So you just keep asking these three questions to yourself. So, and if you have any clear vision in yourself that I want to learn English, of course, have to take baby steps in initial stage, I would say. Of course, you have to train your brain first thing. Yes, this is all about from my side. And what about your side? So, what you said,
Yeah, you
how
are
you can.
right. Okay, let me tell you my view over this matter. Like as far as my concern, having distractions towards anything, it's very common, especially in this time because we are living in a digital era. So you can each obvious things having unpredictable activities of human being, we are being distracted because we do not have that much clarity about the exact purpose of life, you can say. So it's obvious things having the multiple questions in our mind and not having any answers what we want in life. So it is obvious things we must distract from it towards that. So according to me, to be control yourself, you have to fix your mindset, to fix a goal, particular goals in your life, and you have to remember every time to like this is my goals and I have to work upon until we get succeed or not. So this is the way you can control yourself. And apart from you have to take responsibility of your family or anything. That will be the cause of stopping yourself to being distract other part of your life. Right, because somewhere now we are being compelled to our own situations and life responsibility. So it will
Yeah.
never let you free. Okay.
Yeah.
It will never let you consider any random things and start working upon. So you
Yeah.
have to create, you have to create the reason under your life so that you can control yourself. Otherwise, especially in this time, if I discuss about the mentality of new generation, so they do not listen their parents' statement and nobody else. They always want to do what he wants. So it's very difficult to control yourself. So it is a specific strategy to control yourself to just create as a reason in your life. Right. So this is called bonding with your responsibility. Yeah, that's all about.
Completely agree.
Thank you.
Yes, and I would like to ask one question that according to you, so what is mean by fluency?
Okay, fluency, according to me, having knowledge about particular areas, and if you are not being stuck, especially in a creating time, like if you are going to create any sentence, in that situation you are not getting fumbleness or stucking at a moment, and frequently you are being able to convey your message in a very good way. That is called fluency,
Yeah,
according to.
true. It's absolutely right. And
Yeah,
whenever, yeah, some lot of people are thinking that what is fluency, that we are speaking advanced words. I would say that it is not a fluency. That whenever you are speaking with someone else, so if you are clear what you are speaking, or the person is understanding your words or not, that is really important. According to me, that is called fluency.
yeah. And another rumors and perception of you human, I mean individuals have, like if you speak very fastly, that is called fluency, right?
Yeah,
But according to me, this is called aggressiveness, possessiveness, what you get through in your conversation time. Right. If you speak very fastly, you are not being able to consider what you have to deliver in that certain situations. So keeping your mind in a very light situation, it will help you to recall prominent vocab. That is very imperative to construct any sentence according to the topic. Right. So these are very consecutive for any every individual's life, what I personally consider.
okay. So I want to know about vocabulary thing, how you can work upon your vocabulary.
Okay, vocabulary. Actually, I have inculcated as a habit of reading. Right. So reading has the really vital role in every human's life to have multiple vocabulary. So this is the main source of mind to accumulating multiple vocabulary to be ready myself to giving the exact answer, relevant answer of any topics. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I mean, I would say that the vocabulary is a drawback for me, that when it comes to speaking in English, so I used to think a lot about past things, that tenses. When it comes to tenses, I'm a little bit far because I don't want to think about a lot of stuff in my brain whenever I speak with someone else. I used to speak in a like in my mother tongue way, so always used to prefer this English also. I want to learn in the same way. So a lot of people are thinking that vocabulary is also essential. Of course it is essential. So I want to ask every single person that how you all work upon this your vocabulary. So I saw while you are speaking, and your vocabulary and the way of your pronunciation is very clear.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, you can say this is very necessity for the learners or every professionals to be clear and accurate in your conversation, so other people can be understand perceive in convenient way. So that's why always I have you know put that kinds of effort.
Yeah, it's really nice. And would you like to ask any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I had watched multiple videos of you with many personalities on social media. So I just want to know, like, when have you started your English, And what are the obstacles did you face during learning?
When I was in degree first year. But in degree first year, I'm not consistent to speak this language. Some distractions, and I don't know how to start. Some of the distractions I couldn't know. I mean, a lot of beginners maybe have this misconceptions that maybe if we speak in English, the other person may laugh at me. So these kind of questions always arises in their brain. Me too. So that's why I'm not very much interested in my initial stage. I used to think about people, a lot of people I used to think about in my initial stage. And one point of time I decided, no, I don't want to think about them, because this language is very essential, and it is a global language, and we have to learn anyway. So when I was in degree second year, so I used to start to speak in English. But on that time, I don't have any environment to speak in English, because in my home everybody speaking Kannada, and with my friends we talk in Telugu. So we speak only native language. So it is very difficult for me to start to speak in English. So on that time I use my mobile, myself, and in front of mirror. Of course, in front of mirror, speaking in English is really difficult task. A lot of people may think that in front of mirror talking is very easy, but when it comes to you stand in front of mirror and you cannot speak. Even that is you. Of course, that is you, but it is really difficult task to talk with yourself. So, and when I am doing like that, my parents are seeing me that weird, like why he is doing like that, and they don't know, right? About this English, right? So yes, that is how I started my English. And some point of time, I utilize some of the applications. In being introvert, it is really difficult to talk with strangers, and I one of my best call I would say in CV application, and he's a very motivator. And I got to know more about English and how I can start, how I can get rid of speaking English with strangers. So I got a lot of suggestions from them, and now I started having conversations because of Rajni Verma ma'am inspiration. Yes, so this is how I started my journey, and I would say abstract is a lot of things.
Really, of course, it is a quite inspiring, I would say. I also used to do the same activities at my beginnings, recording myself through camera and having a very unpredictable comment over me in my parents' side. But I knew like this is my strategy and there's no alternative options to get rid of, these kinds of anxiety related to this matter. So I have to do whether I want or not. But if I want to go there, coming over this stage, so I have to do. This is very important for me. So yeah, I kept also the same thing which you did in your earlier times. So, ma'am, I have another questions like very simple questions, like the realizing why it is very important. Self realizing. What is your opinions?
Yeah, I had a lot of experiences about this topic, that uh, because we made a lot of mistakes in initial stage, because we are human beings, right?
Yeah.
So when you realize that you made mistake, that is where you learn something on the other. Because in my past, and I made a lot of mistakes. I don't want to mention the mistakes what I did, but just generally saying that when I got to know more about my mistakes, I think that I don't want to do that mistake in my future. So that is where I got a self realization. So, for example, I'd say when I was in my sixth standard, I'm from Telugu medium background. So on that particular time, I think that I'm not well in English, especially in subject, because on my fifth standard I'm very well, and I got a lot of good marks. But when it comes to sixth, I got less marks, and I don't know what to do. I used to cry a lot. I used to cry a lot, even even in any situation. I'm little bit. I'm very strong, I would say, but when it comes to any hard situation, I just used to cry, and that's it. I strongly believe in myself because my teachers and students also, they are not speaking English. So on that particular time, what I decided that I have to learn this English sentences because I'm on that time I'm not very well. So I decided, because on those days what I did was I just memorize everything. I just memorize it. So till 10th standard I memorize every subject. When it comes to SSC exams, so in 10th standard I understood that I don't want to memorize it because no straight questions in 10th standard. I got to know about it. Then I got self realization that I don't want to memorize any subject. I have to learn topics. I got that self realization in me. Then
Yeah.
I started planning myself, like in intermediate, in degree. I don't want to memorize, I just understand the concept. Then I can write any exams, and they will give any questions, and definitely I can attempt.
Yeah. That's really, it was quite, inspiring for me and for every learners who have done multiple mistakes in our life. And even though still they couldn't realize, they couldn't have realizations what he had done earlier. So it is a really motivation for all of them. Okay, so this is my turn. I want to raise my opinions over this matter.
Yeah, sure,
Self
go ahead.
realizing is a very important part of the human life to make you to be strong mentally and physically, I would say. Without making mistakes in your life, you couldn't have the realizations. So it's very imperative to done mistake in your life. After that, you are going to experience something new, and that is very important for upcoming time. Okay, because what mistakes have you done that will define your future, right?
Yeah,
And
true.
most of the persons, especially I'm discussing about youngsters, they have done minor mistake in life, but they would have whole life regressions, right? So this is called not regression. We can't say this is called regression. This is called realization. What he done earlier with others, right? So having realization is very important to extend the experience levels of you and changing the view perception of you towards the life, right? So according
Yeah,
to it is very important for every individual's life. Yeah, that's all.
I definitely agree with your words,
Thank you, ma'am.
because we have self realization, and I think that I had a lot of regrets in my life, but I would consider those regrets in my life. I don't want to do it in my future. So that is what I believe in myself, and I always believe in universe,
Of
that
course,
yeah.
this is the way you are going to learn your internal potentials, your capacity, how much you are sufficient in every field and every situation you can encounter through yourself, not by having the help from your parents or anybody in your life. You get to learn how to stand for yourself at every situation, and this is very imperative, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I got to know about a lot of things from you, and I thought that you are so experienced.
So suddenly, what I personally consider discussing about relevant matter of your life, it will help you to improve your English. But what I personally, what I used to noticing on very long period of time over the many learners who have been doing a very common things like they always discuss about a very common matter. So having discussion on common matter, you can't reach better approach into this language, right?
Yes, I
And
completely agree with you. Yeah, and when it comes to speaking English, I used to say my students also, because I had some sessions with, and I took sessions for beginners and also intermediate students. I used to speak, tell to that people also learn situational English. So that is really really important. If you are talking about same topic again and again, I think it is not useful to you. When you learn situation English, then only you can able to speak this language and become a fluent English speaker.
Yeah, you're right. And then you are going to get chance to review your internal opinions about life and about any matters. You are going to train yourself to compete many elders who have been already into this very long period of time. Right.
Yeah.
I talk with multiple personalities, expert and beginner and intermediate level. And I encounter every personalities because I knew the earlier time like it is very essential for me, right? To recognizing myself potential, my capacity. Right.
Yes, of course. And even I do the same things nowadays because on those days I'm not confident enough to speak with some people. But now I think I'm a little bit confident and I have that strength. And I would say that I'm a little bit improving to talk with strangers.
Of course. Me too, ma'am. Me too. Actually, when you are going to realize your capacity, your internal potential, when you are stuck in a very deep conversations with any persons or having a very rare, topic, that yeah, there you are going to learn, yeah, I'm able to do like that conversation also, right?
Yes.
So,
And
to,
I had a lot of conversations with professionals also. I got to learn a lot of things from them because they give a lot of suggestions to me, especially how to talk with people. So they would lot of suggestions, and I learned a lot from them.
yeah, I have regressions because I couldn't connect with any paid subscription, members till now. I got multiple personalities who got connected with tutor as well, but I couldn't connect. But I'm considering you are a tutor for me. Okay.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that. Of course, I
And
would say, yeah. I
yeah,
always consider myself as a lifelong learner because I'm also learning this language. I'm in intermediate now. So I'm also still working on my communication skills. So I
yeah,
want to,
me. And ma'am, I just want to just highlight my opinions how anyone can be advanced speaker. Okay, better level. They have to speak much more and never ever get fear of existence. Having your existence in into any conversation zone. I mean conversation rooms. I would say where you are going to have multiple questions and you have to forcing yourself to create relevant answers. Never ever get fear that time. Right
yeah.
there, you can say this is the real examination of your potential. Right.
Yes, yes, of course. Conversation, the next session. So thank you so much. I got to learn a lot from you. And
Yeah.
I'm also waiting to have a lot of conversations with you in future. Thank you so
Of
much.
course. Thank you so much. And again, we will meet. Okay, you must mention your free time because you know very well. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. I really enjoy this. Thank you for inviting me. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Yes, ma'am.